All right, we're my man Jug. This is Ralph the Ref. This is Jug's Jewels. This is going to be the first installment of one of our collaborations. Hopefully, I'd say Monday through Friday, at least 5 times in the week. We're going to try to hit you with some rules, some situations, some cases. I noticed that when I first met Jug, he was not only a stickler for the rule, but I can really say that, and you don't have to proclaim this yourself, you a rule master. Right? Because I know what it's like to know something inside out, and the way you were saying it in terms of number, verbatim, and just toggling back and forth. I mean, it really impressed me. And I also talked to a couple people. I talked to Ahmad, and I talked to a whole bunch of people. And, one thing that Ahmad said to me was like, everyone gonna have their opinions, but when it comes to knowing the truth, and when it comes to knowing those rules, he knows what he's talking about. And, you even talked about when we were going through those group texts, you always gonna be the first one to respond. And you're undefeated in your answers, so that's a tribute to you. But I wanted to go back to Friday night. Ironically, I was with Reggie, and he was watching, observing my game. First of all, man, what's up? You could talk.
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Don't think I'm here.
Are you excited for this project and collaborating with Referee Rant?
Yes, but I don't want to show off. I want to hear the question so I can give the answer.
Okay. So, same thing that we were talking about in your podcast before. We were talking about how, we treat games differently in comparison to high school games, right? So I have a little bit of tolerance, and the coach is acting crazy. He's already 30 minutes late. I don't give him no warning, whatever, it's cool. But here was the part where I got stuck, and I had to guess because I didn't go into the rule book and I didn't know it as well. Okay. So here's the situation. I'd say they're 7th grade, 6th grade boys, so we're doing federation rules, right? End of the game. End the regulation, game is tied. Just like we were talking about before, I don't call technical fouls. But now, the coach was acting unruly. He started saying a lot of assassinating type of character type things to the person that was doing the table, and now he earned the technical foul, so now I called the technical foul. So now they were saying like, yo, if he hits the shot, game is over. And I'm like, is that right? I don't know. Okay. But then somebody was like, I went to my partner and he wasn't sure either. Okay. And I didn't have any basis of what to call. So how do we adjudicate that situation correctly? Now, let's say it again. End of regulation, game is tied. Now we're right before overtime. So it's that intermission between end of regulation and overtime. And the head coach for one of the teams earns a technical foul. Now what happens?
Okay. One thing we have to understand is that the game ended in tie. So there's no longer any time on the clock. But we're coming back into play after the intermission. Anyone receiving a technical foul, whether it be a coach or whether it be a player, is treated immediately at the start of the overtime, even though the game was tied. The technical foul would have had to come with time on the clock in order for the game to still be in play. So we're all going to have an overtime tip-off, but not with the jump off. We're going to have the technical foul treated on that coach, and the team that the technical foul went against is going to inbound the ball. And then that coach is going to have the AP arrow after the throw-in, because there are no jump balls in high school federation except when it starts the game. Now, if we were going back in overtime without the technical foul, then yes, you have a jump ball in each of the overtime periods thereafter, because that decides the APR.
Where can we find that rule in terms so we can find context within that?
You would have to go to 4 definitions in the rule.
And then it'll say that within the technical foul section?
Yes, sir. It is said in the definition section. It's all different definitions in the section.
Yeah, I definitely did that wrong. So what I did was, I didn't end the game. I didn't say that it was going to end the game, but I did the technical foul. And then now that you say it and the way you put it within context, it makes sense to how you say it.
Right.
But what I did,
you went to the jump ball.
I went to the jump ball, but after the technical foul, because I'm not Jug. That's why.
Pretty much. Anytime you treat a technical foul in high school, it's a loss of possession. You can never get a technical foul and get the possession after the technical foul in high school. College, whole different rule. We'll discuss that.
let's talk about, we could talk about that. What is the situation in college?
Well, college, you got point of interruption, right? But same scenario, right?
So same scenario, how would it be different? So and the regulation, I give the coach a technical foul. Mm-hmm. So now it's 2 shots and then point of interruption, which would be, see now I'm trying to think it out.
There was no interruption because the game is expired.
So the point of interruption would be a jump ball.
Ding.
How about in the pros?
Ding.
Same thing.
Ding.
Where can we find that rule?
That's for people that take the class.
All right, cool, man. So that was volume 1, man. That was awesome. We'll see you for the second installment.
Yes, sir.